All right, welcome back to Lucid Trading. Welcome back on this beautiful Thursday, and simultaneously the last trading day of this week. It will be quite an important trading day because, of course, this is a shortened trading week. We're going to see a lot more volatility than usual on this Thursday today, and we can already see that the Nasdaq is up 1.1%. It's quite following along the arrow that we drew. It didn't drop off that much, which is definitely a positive signal, but it's running in that trend going towards the next resistance, which is going to be the 13,300s. It passed right through the 13,200s like it was nothing, and the Nasdaq looking incredibly bullish. If we take a look at some stocks in the Nasdaq, Tesla's up 3% right here. We've got Apple up 1.1%. We've got many stocks rallying. Palantir's up 3%. Snowflake is not updated probably, but we've got Microsoft up a percentage point. Google is going flat, surprisingly enough. But yeah, you get what I mean. Lots of stocks, very bullish. SPX, the S&P about to be hitting 4,000, very close to hitting it once again. It seems like it is a very large resistance. We've tried several times to get above the 4,000s, but it didn't quite get there. Oh yeah, welcome back to Lucid Trading. Welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to people out there among the globe. Welcome to Andrew, Piskion, Vishal, Daniel, Jin Lee, Anastasia, Damsum, Roberto, Kent, Angel, Jin Lee. I think I did Jin Lee already, but Jamie, Carmine, Corey, Urki, Jude, Worldwide, Vigintas, Renee I, Worldwide, aka Randy. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the live stream. Make sure you tap that like button. I would appreciate that a lot. Would be fantastic. I'll be very grateful. It's also April's Fool's Day. Happy April's Fool's Day. Hope you guys are having a great one. Hope you're not being fooled too much. Maybe we're gonna be, maybe we're gonna be fooled by the market. It's gonna go red, like right when it opens. Who knows? I don't think so. I think we're looking pretty good today. So I think we're gonna have a fine one. It's gonna be a green day indeed. And I've said last week, this week, very probable to see a lot of green. And so far, we're seeing a lot of green. Yesterday was green. Today is going to be green, most probably, right? So let's hope this crossover doesn't mean that the Nasdaq is, the S&P is going to go down here towards the negative. So far, it is holding the trend. On the S&P, we're seeing it hold the 20-day moving average. At worst, it comes back to the 50-day moving average. So it should be fine. On the Nasdaq, we're sitting at high valuations. This was our prediction from yesterday. We said that the Nasdaq was going to be breaching resistance and actually go to the 13,200s, but right after a pullback. That pullback didn't happen. I did say that, hey, if yields come down, I said it specifically, if yields come down, it's not going to pull back. It's going to skyrocket almost immediately. Well, take a look at yields. Yields are pulling back, down 2.8%. Which is a very bullish catalyst for the Nasdaq itself. We have not seen much negativity recently, but we have reached the target. So we're going to have to revise what will be happening next. We'll see what's going to happen there. Let me check the live chat. Oh no, C3 is up. The show is over. We'll see. Let me check. Is it up? I haven't really checked it properly. Oh yeah, it is up 4.5%, I believe. I mean, it's not up that much. We could see it fall back again. We have not seen a higher high yet, so that's pretty much the reason why I think that. 1 second, is it up? Yeah, it's not updated yet, but we haven't had a higher high yet. If we see a higher high, that would be proper evidence. Like, hey, we're about to see reversal, or this is the reversal. As we speak, we saw a gap to the upside, which is bullish, right? So previously, we only saw gaps to the downside, right? This is a gap to the downside, gap to the downside, gap to the downside, gap to the downside, gap to the downside. So we've seen very often, pretty much quite often, we've seen a gap to the downside. We haven't seen a gap to the upside. This is the first one in about a month and a half, which could be signaling a reversal here, as we see on the daily chart on C3.ai. The MACD has crossed. It crossed yesterday, I believe. And, no, I think 2 days ago. And it's obviously in bullish territory, about to be leaving the oversold on the RSI. I think there's a lot of room. There's a lot of room for C3.ai to be rallying. And I think before the end of April, we could be sitting at the 120s, if anything. Before the month of May, sorry, at the end of the month of April. Richard Brewer coming in with a $3 donation and says, do you think CHPT will hit 35? Thank you for that $3 donation. Let me check. CHPT. I think I already said in the past that it could... oh yeah, there you go. 15% to the upside. It's sitting at 30 now. It's about to be crossing resistance. What is the market cap? $7.4 billion. Lots of volume coming in as well. Look at that. Damn. A lot of volume came in here. 35? 35 is going to be... that is a resistance zone, I would have to say. Right, that zone... Yeah, that's resistance, I think. I would say it would briefly touch it. Yeah. I think it's possible. I don't know if it's going to hit it right now, but it could hit it in the coming days. That 35. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if it keeps going the way it's going right now, it's going to be hit, like, it's going to be moving in one straight line to the 35. Given the daily cross, I think it's possible, yeah. I think it is possible in the coming week to hit 35 on charge point. Given the amount of bullishness we've seen around the whole infrastructure market, C3.ai is sitting at 68.86. Wow, that is interesting. Wait, let me just update it. Let me try to update it. I think I have to look at the 1 minute for this to update. At least somebody told me that in the past, like, if you want to get this to update. So far, it's not really reacting. But yeah, C3.ai is not sitting at 65.8. It's now sitting at roughly 68.8, which is right around this zone. It filled the gap, so it's right here. It will update in a moment on TradingView. TradingView generally does not update the pre-market. Kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is, you know. It's going to be fine. Neo skyrocketing. Yeah, Neo's been doing really, really good. Let me check Neo 1 second. There you go. Yeah, we expected this. Look at this beautiful arrow. When did we draw this arrow? We drew this arrow roughly the 31st, which is obviously yesterday. No, it was actually 2 days ago. I don't think it was the 31st. I think it was 2 days ago. So we expected Neo to be coming back to the 40s. Yeah, so 40s. There was some good news. It's now sitting at 42 in the pre-market. I don't know if it's actually gonna... Well, to be honest, there is... I would say, if anything... That's... Yeah, it's right at resistance. So I think it's gonna have a tough time here. Let's see what's happening on the daily chart. Never mind. It's looking incredibly, incredibly bullish. While we did expect it to be hitting that $42, I think we're going to see some resistance, slight resistance in this zone. Either consolidate or move down slightly, and then gradually move up to the 45. And then from there on, it's just going to keep moving up, you know. Neo's doing very well. And so far, it seems like we're seeing a recovery rally in all of the EV stocks out there. Neo Q1 March deliveries at record as EV maker stands up to industry-wide challenges. Yeah, well, they're doing really good. So, no surprise there that it's moving up this fast. Also, technicals were looking phenomenal for a big push upwards. That's why we were able to actually just say, like, hey, Neo is about to be pumping. Was kind of predictable. That one. Not too excited about that. Like, that was about to happen. Like, whether it was good news or not, Neo was about to be moving up anyway. As long as the markets were going to go green. And I reckon there's more coming. There's way more coming. With current technicals. It might not move in one line, but it's definitely going to be uptrending to the 50s. Alright, let's go back to the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is pushing, alright. Look at that. What does this remind me of? Oh, wait, September. Do you guys remember what happened in September? We had the same technical moves. The same thing. The W shape. The kangaroo market. And then this massive rally. We're now in that phase of... Basically, we're seeing that massive rally happen right now. Look at this. It's the start of it. It could possibly extend all the way up to the 13,600s. I've been saying this for a while. Very similar movement to what we saw in September. Like, incredibly similar. Oh, didn't want to move that, actually. There you go. So, yeah, it's this kind of pattern. And then a sell-off. Well, I mean, I don't think it's going to be exactly like that, but it's going to be... reminiscent of what we've seen in the past. So this is going to probably continue. As long as yields don't take a, U-turn on us, I think it's going to be just fine. Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm seeing a lot of people join the live stream right now. Good morning. Make sure you hit that like button. Let's get to 100 likes, especially considering how much the market has been rallying. And we predicted this. We knew this was going to happen because the technicals were looking solid. Fundamentals looking solid. So there you go. The Nasdaq's moving up. I would say the next resistance is going to be right here, the 13,300s. I don't know if it's going to pass that. I think it could because we have a shorter week than normal. It could be a lot of people buying into the market right now for next week. As usually, April is like the month, of basically bullishness, one of the most bullish months of the year, and it's after taxes, after what happened in the Suez Canal, after the yield skyrocketing, after a hedge fund busting up. There's lots of negativities already priced in. We're about to see some recovery rallies in growth and tech. Now, what's happening to the Dow Jones? Well, obviously, it's not updated yet, but we can take a look at what's happening at the banks. Banks are going down. Well, would you look at that? So, recovery stocks only up slightly, I would say. Value stocks kind of sideways. Yeah, I do think those stocks are going to do well as well. So, it's not just going to be growth and tech benefiting from this. There is going to be a lot of rallying. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of rallying. What is Doge? A lot of people said that Doge was doing good. Whoa. What is happening with Doge? Interesting. 18% run. Damn. That's it's hilarious. Alright then. Tesla is up 2.8%. XPeng is up 6. Wow. XPeng is hitting 38.8. And it's going to keep going. Like I said, both XPeng and Neo looking so attractive right now. Especially if we take a look at the... Okay, so the weekly doesn't really show as much. Go back to the 4 hours. Of course, we could see some sideways movement before it keeps rallying, but I think in general, XPeng and Neo looking very solid. Anybody that bought it like 30 or 28 or 35 should be very happy with XPeng right now. Dodge ran about because Elon made a meme tweet about this. Okay, interesting. Gara, do you have any Neo stocks? No, I have no Neo stocks right now. Louis Magalon coming in with a $5 donation and says, Golden Nugget, 6 months price target, please. Thank you for that, Louis. Let me check GNOG. It didn't exactly go as I said it would. Did anticipate a bit of a downturn here, a bit of a slump. It was kind of evident. We saw a lot of weakness in Golden Nugget there, but we predicted this move up, and I would say partially the move down, but it went down a lot more. I don't know what's happening there, but it's about to breach the MACD, and I do think it will be rallying up now. It's going to keep going up. What happened here? It got destroyed. Darn it. Might have been for earnings. I have no idea what happened there. Daily chart. Oof. So yeah, this pump was like an exit. A lot of people actually sold out. And then it came down. Market cap just dropped substantially. This is not looking good. Why is it moving so slow? Okay, let's see. RSI looking good. 4 hours about to be breaching. I think if anything, we could be reaching that $16. A 6 months outlook is going to be difficult because I don't know much about Golden Nugget itself. I don't know the whole business structure. All I'm looking at is right now is the psychology of traders, which is the technicals. 6 months out, that's a very long time frame. If I would just give my estimate, the way it's currently kind of heading is it's going up quite fast. But yeah, we have to consider the market that we're in right now. We're not seeing the low yields that we previously had. So valuations are going to be capped. You know what? I'm going to just say that the next 6 months, all I can say about this, if the market doesn't crash, Golden Nugget will probably be trading in the upper range. In this range, right? So I'm expecting it to get back to that range. So this would be the roughly the $17 to $27 range instead of this bottom range right there. This would of course be because the markets are not going to stay this low. They're going to gradually go up. At least that's the assumption. But yeah, to be very specific on that, I think it's going to gradually come back to this range. It's going to go up and down in that range, but eventually just stay here. Because it's not like they don't have earnings. They have earnings. They are actually growing. I don't know what's happening on the short term with this company because I'm not following this company, but it should be fine. If there's no fraud and that kind of stuff, it will be fine. Arfan Butty coming in with a $5 donation. And Arfan says, "Hey Gara, sir, Square please, what is your nationality?" Appreciate that donation, and I'll check Square out. My nationality, I am from the Netherlands. Ethnically, I'm from northern Iraq, Kurdish, but yeah, from the Netherlands, I would say. Let's see, Square. Next question is going to be, so what is your credit card number? That'll be funny. Oh yeah, so we were bullish on Square. And Square's moving up. Look at that. So this is the Picasso arrow that we drew for Square. I think it was the 26th. Yeah, the 26th. I said Square was going to jump. And surprise, surprise, traders made the stock go up. Not really a surprise, actually, because I don't think it was going to reach this strong support. I mean, it was kind of obvious. It's like it's not going to breach the support, especially not when the market's about to be going up. So what's the only thing that's going to be... What is the only thing that it could be doing? Either move sideways or jump. Well, what happens if the markets go up? It jumps. So it jumped. There you go. And there's also a particular kind of trend here. I think that it's not done rallying, but it's right at the... yeah, it's right at that zone where I would say it's not going to be that worthwhile. Although the daily is disagreeing with me. No, it's looking pretty good. I think there is potential for Square to go back to 260 if that's the case. Daily's looking really fine, but I don't think it's going to go up in one straight line. We'll see corrections on the way. So my new estimate on Square, if I just take a look here at the 4 hours. Yeah, let's just say it's going to go to that 260. Yo, Gara, C3 just passed 75. I don't believe that. Stop giving me hope. You're making me... Let me check. I'm going to have to check it right now. C3.ai. It's whoa, it's actually sitting at 69. It's pushing. It is pushing. C3.ai is officially in a bullish it's in a reversal, right? It's bullish now. I'm telling you, C3.ai, very, very cheap. It's the company of the future. It's going to help companies implement AI, machine learning, into their business structure. It's still cheap. This is not financial advice. This is not a recommendation. It's just, I'm giving my opinion on the stock. I'm not a financial advisor, but C3.ai is about to be reversing on the daily chart. I think this one is going to be a millionaire maker. If this thing doubles, right, it's only going to be sitting at 120. Guess what? The all-time high is at like 180. So it could triple in this year if it reaches back to its all-time high, when the Nasdaq reaches back to its own all-time high. But that would take like months, I would say, at this point. But yeah, it's sitting at 69.14. You can't see that on TradingView because it hasn't updated yet. But it's roughly sitting at, if I could show you. So why am I so excited about this? Well, obviously I'm holding quite a lot of C3 myself. But it's not just that. We're finally seeing a higher high, at least a similar high. Not a higher high yet. It got very close though, but right at that, this is strong resistance. Look at this. So it's roughly right at that zone. It's about to be breaching it. And if it does that, expect a very large move upwards. There's also a super huge amount of people short on C3.ai, which is, for me, even more reason to say, hey, we're about to see a short squeeze. It's going to rally. That's going to be boosting that even more. But yeah, when that short squeeze is going to happen, that's going to be the question. Whether that will be today or maybe tomorrow. I don't know about that. Alrighty. Give love to Palantir. Oh yeah, I'm holding a boatload of Palantir. I think it's looking nice. I'll do it, although I don't really like the technicals right now. It looks like we're about to see some sideways movement. But it's also looking like we can see a daily cross on the MACD. Yeah, Palantir's looking really good. Let me grab this trend line. In my estimation, it could run towards the 25. That 25 zone is what I'm looking at the moment. And right around the 25, it's going to probably see some resistance. I'm going to draw this horizontal array on the short term, right? So right there. I'm personally going to take some profits and buy some other stocks if I see some other stocks. But that $25 on Palantir is looking pretty sweet. It's going to get there very, very soon. Neo. Why is everybody saying Neo? What's happening? Oh my gosh, it keeps popping. It keeps popping. So, yeah, my estimation is that, well, this was what I previously had as a prediction on Neo. We said 42 was highly likely. So it hit 42, resistance. My next target for Neo would be probably... yeah, the $45, $46. At least that level would be very nice to see. After that, the 51-ish. Yeah. But yeah, there's more upside coming for Neo. We got another donation coming in from D. Cosclo. D. Cosclo says, can you look at HITIF? Earnings got out yesterday. All right. Thank you, D. Cosclo. Appreciate that. Also, we've got about 13 minutes left until the market opens here. HITIF, I think High Tide. I don't know what I don't know what I did here, but I said it was going to go up for earnings because I think there was really bullish news here, fundamental news. I was very excited about that myself. For the most part, I mean, it rallied a tiny amount, but then earnings came around. It was like not so bad, or not so good, I would have to say. That was a blunder. How did I get that wrong? What's the market cap? 400 million? Yeah, okay, it's a 400 million market cap. Somebody must have hyped me up about the company. Anyway, I don't know much about the company though. Big green candle there. Another earnings. That is confusing. How does that work? That is really confusing. High Tide. I think High Tide has earnings, or I mean, has the trend with it, so it's definitely uptrending. Daily chart is not looking that interesting, to be honest. Not really. It's difficult to say what will happen here because it is a small cap stock, very small cap stock, in comparison to, you know, the billions of dollar market caps. Maybe the weekly can tell us something. No, I don't like this. I don't know the fundamentals on this. They have earnings. Earnings have been going up. What do they do? Process industries, chemicals, major diversified. Okay, they're growing quite fast. Yeah, then the technicals are not looking super bullish or anything. Yeah, we see it's elevated. Okay, so the question is actually going to be like, do we see a breakout happen here? Do we see a breakout for High Tide? We're seeing an uptrend. It's ascending. It's not descending. It's ascending. It's actually gradually going up. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say that High Tide will be rallying above the highs that we've seen, given that the markets are going to be pretty nice. Yeah, to the 0.8, and that would be resistance, I would have to say. Potentially, that's like 10%, right? So a 10% move could be possible in a week from now. Given that earnings isn't really bad, given that the company is no fraud, I think they'll be okay. All right, so let's check what's happening in the pre-markets for these stocks out there. Some of them still not updated. Let me check. Oh my, C3.ai is up 5%. That is crazy. I don't think it's going to stay at those levels, though. I highly doubt that. Let's check the NASDAQ. Wow. If the NASDAQ breaches this level, you best believe that the NASDAQ is about to be hitting 13,600. It's about to be rallying all the way. No breaks. No stops. It's just going to keep going. But if it stops right there, it's going to probably come back to roughly 13,100. See if it's going to find some support here. Maybe even go sideways. But everything is now indicating that the NASDAQ will breach 13,300 and it's going to keep going up. A lot of people are buying the dip right now in many of these stocks. Oh yeah, we've got roughly 9 minutes left until the markets open. Do make sure you tap that like button. Let's get to 150 likes on this beautiful, beautiful day. I have no words for this. This is just a blessing to see stocks rally up finally. I don't think any of us now thinks that this is a market crash. I think that's a silly idea. I've been saying this for a long time. I don't know if you guys remember, but the NASDAQ dropped all the way down to the 12,300s and 200s for that matter. everybody was screaming market crash. And I had to give everybody a reality check almost every day for like weeks straight. This is not a market crash. This is a correction. This is not a market crash. And I think we're finally through the worst part of this. Although, who knows what could happen with yields. You know, yields could spike like 5% or 10% out of the blue and just reverse everything. But so far, that is not happening. We're seeing a lot of green. C3 still going. Yeah, we're getting C3.ai at very cheap prices. I'm gonna have to say, very cheap prices. It's sitting at $69. I still think C3.ai is very cheap at $69, and I'm not saying this to prop my own stock, although I did buy it at like roughly 83 on average. But I do think the company is just a little. It's just being shorted, right? Everybody's short on C3.ai. It has like 30% short interest. And the company is doing well. They're growing fast, although recently, because of the pandemic, they didn't grow as fast. They have got a lot of cash on hand. They don't have that much. They don't have debt at all. They don't really have debt, unlike other growth companies. So they're doing pretty well. I don't think they're going to go bankrupt anytime soon. They've got great technology that is going to be useful for the future. And their ticker's AI. All right, so GME. What's happening to GME? 192. It's sort of sitting flat right now. Like, to be really fair, it's not doing much anymore. Technicals have never helped with GME. It's pure momentum. It comes out of the blue and then it pops and it comes down. That has been the pattern with GameStop. A growth company with no debt is no good. Well, they're spending money. It's not that they're not spending money. It's just that they're handling their balance sheet very well. They're very good at that. I think it's because Thomas Siebel has a lot of experience in that area. The financial side of like an enterprise business. I think Thomas Siebel created a company called Siebel Systems, sold it for like $6 billion to Oracle. Great leader, very great leadership, I would have to say. So yeah, 6 more minutes, guys. 6 more minutes left until the market opens. Let's get to 200 likes. Absolutely obliterate that like button until the markets go green even further. I would appreciate that. Would really prop up the algorithm as well, the AI. 1 second. Paul Gurnett says, I have now learned to buy in the red. Took me a while. Well, most of the time when you buy stocks when they're falling, well, yes, on the short term you might go negative. But if you know that the fundamentals of that company are solid, if you know that you're buying into a solid company, for a fact, you know, the leadership is good, the product is good, the future is good, the balance sheet is good, growth is good, the sector that it's in is good, the markets are good, well, that's enough for me to be saying, hey, the stock might be falling, but all I'm seeing is a massive discount. So I'm going to buy that stock at 50% discount, and I'm going to hold it. Why not? Nobody's stopping me from holding that. Even if it goes down 10, 20, 30%, I don't care. If I know that it's eventually going to run up, may it take like a week or 2 or 3, and I could always dollar cost average. This strategy tends to work better than buying a stock when it's like up 30% or up 50% or up 60%, etc., etc. But yeah, of course, if you know that the fundamentals are good and the stock is going up, it might run up even more. So it's all about, is the underlying business doing good? Will Bitcoin pass 60,000? I do think so. I think Bitcoin will be passing the... Bitcoin will be passing 60,000. It might even pass 70,000 for that matter. Gara, can you look at NCTY? 3 more minutes, by the way. 3 more minutes. Do make sure we get to 200 likes before then. I think we're getting very close. Gara, is it the right time to enter Tesla heavily? The right time to enter Tesla, I don't want to judge anybody, but Tesla was sitting at... How many times do we see Tesla sitting at cheap prices? It was sitting at 600, 540, 570. It was sitting at 640. It's now sitting at 687. after all that. Personally, what I would do, this is not financial advice, I would look in the mirror and I would ask myself, would I mind holding Tesla for a month before I see 10% profit? A month or two, maybe. That's like the worst case scenario. Because I think the buying opportunities on the short term have already been grabbed by most people. I got in at 540, 600, 620, 640, etc., etc. Now sitting at 688. Well, yeah, it's still good. It's better than what we have seen previously. But you could be stuck at that price, worst case scenario, for, who knows, like a month or something, or 2 months. Maybe until earnings. I'm not saying, in terms of like how much gain you want, if you want a 10% gain, 20% gain, it's going to be difficult at these prices. It might run like another 5% or another 7% for that matter. If they have fantastic deliveries, it's going to run another 10% probably. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is, okay, so I would just get a small amount. That's just me. At these prices, sitting at 690 again. What's happening with C3.ai? Someone is talking about C3.ai in the live chat. What's happening to C3.ai? Where do you see it being updated to? I have not seen 70. It's sitting at 69.4. It's almost at 70. Yeah. It's almost there. C3 is at 69.42. Yeah, that's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Nasdaq still going up. Let's go. Let's go. Nasdaq pumping. Look at that. Gains. That's what we're talking about. Patience pays off. The stock market is a mechanism. It's a wealth transfer from the people that are impatient to the people that are patient. Okay? That's all it is. That's quoting somebody. I don't know. I read it somewhere like a couple years ago. The markets are open. The markets are open. The Nasdaq is green. Tesla 688. XPeng 38.8. 41.4 on Neo. And AI sitting at 69.2. Palantir is up 2.3% to the 23.8. Everything is looking very splendid. This is exactly what you want to be seeing. Wow. Big tech. Big tech is green. Recovery stocks, green. Big banks, sideways. Value stocks, sideways. So recovery stocks, small caps, this is looking phenomenal. Let's see if it's going to hold up this, I would say, bullish momentum. It could very well hold up this bullish momentum, actually. Oh, Tesla's selling off. Look at that. It's at a resistance point. It actually hit the 200-day moving average, and it bounced off of it to the downside. AI is up 4.69%. It's also sitting at the resistance, right? It doesn't want to go above this. It's having a very tough time, because if it does, it's a higher high, right? We would see a higher high, and that would instill a lot of confidence into traders and investors alike. Like, hey, this is the reversal. And I do think it is the reversal, to be fair. Palantir slowly going down. Tesla slowly going down. Nasdaq is still pushing, not stopping. Still pushing. Alrighty then. Alex Karp just sold 10.3 million worth of Palantir shares. But why? He has like $1 billion, like several $1 billion from Palantir itself. He sold Palantir to the ground before the, what is it? Right around the DPO. C3.ai still going up. The Nasdaq about to breach crucial resistance. Very close to doing so. Let me watch my portfolio. See how it's looking like right now. Looking pretty sweet. Ooh, yes. That is not bad. That is not bad indeed. Is there an opportunity in Palantir at the moment? I think I'm going to buy more Palantir, to be honest. Done deal. Bought more Palantir, 23.5. And I'm probably going to buy more. Yeah, my Deliveroo didn't do me so well, to be honest. Just sitting sideways. Yeah, I got some more Palantir. Got roughly 40 shares. We'll see how Palantir's going to do. Hey, AI is actually seeing resistance. Yeah, if it doesn't push above this, that is problematic, because it's going to straight up fill that gap. Yeah, I think AI is kind of going to see a short squeeze very soon. Or, because it's not happened yesterday. They actually increased short positions on AI yesterday, I believe. So we'll have to see. The Nasdaq is about to push those levels. Getting very, very close to doing so. Oh boy, this is exciting. This is exciting indeed. If it pushes in this area, right, it could just run up, just straight up run to the 13,600s. That would be so nutty. It would be similar to what we saw here, this rally that we saw. Palantir starting to move up here. Snowflake also starting to move up. Tesla is doing good as well. Other stocks that I can short right now. No. Oh, hold up. S&P just reached 4,000. The S&P, for the first time in history, has hit 4,000. That is kind of impressive. I have to say, that is quite impressive. S&P just hit 4,000. That is impressive. And I think it's going to run up even further. It's not even done yet. 4,000 has been reached. I'm gonna tweet about this, to be honest. I'm gonna just screenshot this. Copy. Let's tweet about this. Oh, you can find me on Twitter. I've got a link for my Twitter account. The S&P 500 index finally hit 4th. Okay, cool. That is pretty dope. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're watching history. Why is Palantir doing so bad? It's interesting. It is moving so slow. It crossed the daily, but it's not moving. It's moving very slow for that. Strange movement. It's going to keep rallying down if this keeps being the case. That is weird. C3 is not stopping. It's going to try to breach that resistance. It's right at that resistance, right? So if it breaches through, it is about to breaching through. What the hell? Let me check the 5 minute. It's right above it. It is right above it. This is the reversal. 2 gaps to the upside. This is it. I'm calling it. We're about to hit 70 on C3.ai. It's about to be rallying up substantially. This is going to be huge. RSI is moving. MACD is moving as well. All right then. Let's see where it goes. So it's been shorted to the ground. So I think it's up 6% right now. I think we could see some more upside in the coming... Hey, it just hit 70. There you go. C3.ai just breached 70 now. Finally. Right? It was about time we could that we would see something like this. There you go. Yeah, my portfolio is smiling today. Finally seeing some green. The portfolio where I have C3.ai, looking pretty good now. Wow. Whoa. What the hell? The Nasdaq hit 13,300. It's kissing that trend line right now. Huge volume coming in here. Of course, it is around open time, so that's generally when you see a lot of volume. Oh, Alex Karp just sold 10.3 million worth of Palantir shares. Well, press F for anybody that's holding Palantir, because if that's the case, if they keep selling like that, yeah, I mean, when was the lockup period? It was like a month ago or something. One month and a half, and they're still selling. So, Palantir should be skyrocketing today, but it's not happening. You see that? You see that weakness? Oof. That is strange. That is very strange. This is, of course, because of insider selling. I mean, usually it is. I'm going to buy some more Palantir, to be honest. I don't care if they sell more shares. I want more Palantir. It's up 6.5% now. It could be that this is a short squeeze. But I checked yesterday. Yesterday, we didn't see a short squeeze. Actually, short interest went up even more. So, yeah, this is the first time we see a reversal with C3.ai. First time in about 1 month and a half. And the Nasdaq is about to breach this crucial resistance. Very, very close to doing so. Oh, it is so close. It is so freaking close to just absolutely demolish that resistance. Nasdaq is popping. C3.ai is now sitting at 70.5 or 70.37, up almost 7%. And we now finally can draw a trend line to the upside with actual information. Beautiful. The question is going to be whether it's actually going to breach this level. I don't think it will. I think it's going to be stuck in that range. But it's at least it hit above these levels, right? So that is good. Making higher highs on the short term. One second, guys. Palantir is gonna demolish my portfolio, isn't it? One second. What was happening on Twitter? There you go. Palantir's so weak. Look at that. What the hell happened there? That selling pressure, though. You can see it right here. Huge amounts of volume from probably Alexander Karp, but I'm assuming it's Alexander Karp. That massive candle to the downside triggers a lot of selling. I don't think it's going to matter, though. I really don't think it's going to matter. It was very small volume. We still have huge momentum coming up for the demo day. So I'm thinking Palantir is going to go up at least another 50%. Nasdaq sitting at that resistance. Right at that resistance. Oh my god. If it breaches, I'm telling you, if it breaches, it will not stay at these levels. It will just breach through and go to 13,600. If it fails to breach, that's problematic, because it's going to be sitting here sideways. But yeah, the S&P is still sitting at 4,000, and as I speak, it's moving below it. Interesting movement there. Gold is going up. Bitcoin is going up. Oil up. 10-year demolished, just destroyed. Palantir moving up 1.6% now. Thank God that I bought some Palantir. I bought it when it was moving down slightly, so doing very good right now. I'm actually tempted to get some Neo. Very tempted to get some Neo right now. Palantir, C3.ai. Green, green, green. We have not seen that. This is the first time we see several gaps to the upside. So that is very promising for C3. Okay. My portfolio is straight up pumping. Yeah, I bet it's pumping. I mean, the markets are just going crazy right now. Okay. Tesla. Let's remove these lines. Yeah, we predicted the move up here from the bottom to the upside. All right, so what do I think about this? We've extended upwards. This is resistance, right? So it doesn't want to go above that resistance. It really dislikes going above this resistance here. These 710, 720, that is no-go. Just doesn't want to go there. So if we just extend this slightly. And this is the no-go zone. Price just falls when it touches that zone. But we know we're going to run into earnings. So it's going to breach it anyway. Like, there's no way. And there's a gap right there to the 780s. So potentially it can remain in this zone and then kind of breach. So my expectation would be potentially move up even further, because there's some room probably to the 700s, right? So move to the 700s-ish and then sell off again after deliveries. Fill the gap to the 670s. Maybe even go lower than that, but I think it could actually, because we have earnings is quite a bit away. Usually it gets priced in about 2 weeks, so 2 weeks before it happens, 2 to 3 weeks, so right in this zone. So something like that. That's possible. Then it would fill the gap here as well as it moves down. Bottom out properly, and then we've got a couple weeks left to be rallying. Then it fills this gap as well to the 780s. This is kind of highly probable right now, I think, with the Nasdaq moving the way it is. Look at that. C3.ai is sitting at 70.69. It's up 7.24%. Where are the haters now? Where are the haters? Let me know. I'm just joking. C3.ai is crushing it right now. It's about to be, yeah, this is the reversal. Portfolio is all green. Woohoo! Market's going super fast. Tesla keeps moving up as well as I'm talking about it. You know, I do think it could move up more. It could extend, but this is resistance. It will not go through. It will not go through this resistance. We've seen it try. Didn't happen. I think it won't go through it unless we have very, very positive news. Which we'll have to see if that's going to happen. But all right. So the Nasdaq actually pushed through the resistance very briefly, I think. The resistance line that we drew. Or it's right at it. Phenomenal. This is beautiful. We've been waiting for this for a long time. Remember, all of the red days that we have seen. All of the red days. Stocks down huge amounts. Day after day after day. People were losing faith. Oh gosh, no. Is this a market crash? Am I going to lose all my money? Is C3.ai is going to go to zero? They're going to go bankrupt. Stocks are going to go bankrupt. It's no market crash. This was a correction. We're getting out of it right now. I don't necessarily think we're going to see super high valuations now. I don't think it's going to rally all the way up to 15,000. I think at most, at best, we're going to see 14,000 in the month of April and May. I don't think we're going to see the same kind of movement that we've been seeing since November. I don't think that's going to happen, given that yields are sitting pretty high right now. But yeah, we could definitely see a recovery rally. Inan Ajiba coming in with a $5 donation that says, what do you think Neo and CleanSpark at the end of April? Thank you for that $5 donation, Inan. I do appreciate that. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Let's get to 250 likes. That would be very well appreciated. Okay, so with Neo at the end of April. So yeah, Neo hit my target, so I'm going to have to delete this. Hit the 42. It's now sitting at 41. There's a gap there. Daily just crossed. So I think that Neo could be sitting at roughly 52, 50, that zone, right? So it would move, I'd say it could move something like this throughout April. So my estimation on Neo is it just rallies back to 50, 52, tops out probably, then comes down back to the 45. I don't think we're going to see like significant rallies. It's not going to go to 60 or 70 like that. I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe if the markets completely return back to normal, but I doubt that. But yeah, if it goes back to 50, I think I would not be surprised. And for CleanSpark, CleanSpark is moving to fill the gap to 26. It's now sitting at 24.6. It's up 3.3% today. I think it's just going to keep going. Maybe see some resistance at 25. So move down slightly, but I think it will fill the gap to 26.7. And there it's going to be, from there on, I would be like, I don't know what's going to happen there. NASDAQ is breaching resistance. This is crucial. So if it keeps moving, next resistance is the 13,334. That's a mouthful. Holy moly. C3 just hit 71. Oh, that is fascinating. It just hit 71. Okay, cool. Yeah, it will have to move back to like 75 to see like a proper reversal though. So, give me 1 second. My nose is runny. I'm gonna look at the NASDAQ for a second. Let's take a look at the 1 minute, actually. What's happening at the 1 minute? You can see how it's struggling to go above that level. It is kind of a psychological resistance, this white line that we drew, because it's a recent high that we've seen. Well, will it pass through? It's another question. It is passing through, yeah. It is successfully passing through. At least it has done that. And as I say it just plummets. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to grab a tissue. All right. Let's pump. Let's go. It's about to be pumping through the resistance. And Palantir having a struggle here. And there you go. The Nasdaq is going. It is running. Look at that. Above the resistance. Look at the confidence. The sheer confidence. Oh, darn it. Okay. I guess watching the 1 minute chart is not gonna be that helpful. But it's very close to actually breaching that level. If it doesn't breach that level, I'm expecting it to go obviously back to the 13,200s at the least. Like we've seen in the past, did the same thing here. It tried to breach, didn't, came back to the 13,200s. But yeah, back then it failed and it came down again. So who knows what will happen now. Got a lot of bullish momentum here. Alright, let's see what's happening here with Tesla. Tesla sitting at 690. 690, right? Ooh. Xbank 38.4. Neo. I'm actually curious about big tech. Apple's still sitting at 123.4. Fascinating. It is not moving as fast as we had thought previously. The monthly looks very bearish on Apple, actually. Interestingly enough. The pattern has been like bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. Well, it could end later on. Let's check the weekly chart. Weekly chart is not looking that bad. Yeah, we're seeing that correction happen right now. Usually when Apple starts rallying again, it starts rallying alright. Oh my. It goes all the way. The Nasdaq is still struggling to pass through that resistance. But it's right there. Roberto Polo coming in with a $5 donation. And says, thank you, my friend. This is for C3. I do appreciate that donation. But yeah, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, and I do think that C3 will be running more. I think it's a great company. I watched their demo day personally, and it was not that bad. It's now moving below the $70, but I've got hope. It's a little bit frustrating to see what's happening with Palantir. I mean, the markets are up like 1.5%. Palantir just sitting stale. Just sitting stale. Alexander Karp just unloaded his shares upon the retail traders. Damien Ortiz coming in with a $5 donation and says you should check out GTE. Thanks for C3. Thank you for that, Damien. Let me check GTE. I think it's this one. Oh, okay. What did I say with this one? I think I did a... Oh, okay, there you go. When was this? The 10th of February. Why was I so bearish on this? Ah, okay. I gotcha. Alright, so the MACD was sitting really high on the 4 hours, so it was sitting in the overbought levels back then. And I think it's a small market cap with really bad revenue. So that was one of the main reasons why I was so bearish on this. So yeah, we drew this the 10th of February. Said it was going to go down a lot from, yeah, it's 25% drop or something like that, 20, maybe 30% at that point. But yeah, it looks sweet right now. I think it doesn't look that bad. Looks actually like it's bottoming out. MACD cross is about to be happening here on the daily chart. So potentially see some upside. Maybe hit the 0.85, maybe 0.9, that zone. That's what I'm looking at right now. So I think I'm optimistic about this company now. Given how bullish the market is, you know, the market cap isn't that high. It could make a turnaround there with the technicals like this. Tight Nugget coming in with a $2 donation and says, "Hey Gara, check out ASO, possible squeeze 40% short. It can only squeeze if the fundamentals are good, actually. So if it has bad fundamentals, it's going to be very hard if, you know, because people need to want to buy it." I was bullish on this one. Yeah, okay, there you go. It's going up 40% short. Yeah, I think if it's, yeah, this company's this company's doing fine. If there's a 40% short interest on this one, I think it's going to short squeeze all the way to the 30s and maybe even to the 35. So I'm actually bullish on this one. Yeah, ASO, yeah. Pretty bullish on this one. What is happening with Palantir? Palantir is like, it moves in the opposite direction of the market sometimes. It's kind of frustrating, but yeah, it is what you have to deal with. But the main reason why people get into Palantir is because they're waiting for these huge spikes that we've seen in the past already. It could happen for that demo day. That's going to be on the 14th. So expecting some bullish momentum there. All right. Funds are not selling Tesla. That is a great signal. Yeah, that is definitely a great signal. I think they won't sell well, they will not sell Tesla because the Q1 is the worst quarter, generally speaking, worst quarter for Tesla. We're almost done with Q1. We're getting into Q2, we're getting into Q3, Q4, and those quarters get better incrementally, right? Q2 is better than Q1, Q3 is better than Q2, Q4 better than Q3. So, and usually the stock price also moves in that kind of fashion. Inanna Jiba coming in with, I think, the third donation now, $3. What do you think about XPeng? Thank you. I think XPeng has moved substantially from the, I think it was sitting at like 24.5. You know, we covered this. I was live streaming the whole damn thing. It went to 24.5. I said, guys, XPeng looking incredibly cheap now. I said the same thing at 28, 30, 35, etc. It's now sitting at 38.2. It's up 4.7%, obviously today. And I think that there's more upside left. There is more upside left. Although in the short term, it does look like it's overbought or getting there, you know, right at that overbought level. If we would draw the short-term trend, it could potentially run to the 42, 41-ish, and then see a bit of a correction, tiny correction there. But I would say XPeng is generally going towards first the 42, then after that, right at that 46 zone, that would be resistance again, and eventually it will be at 50 by the end of this month. That's my expectation for XPeng. They're also doing very well. Fundamentally, I like the products, I like the leadership. The market is now finally recovering, although slightly going down right now at that resistance point. So hopefully this is not going to destroy the rally. What are your thoughts on Virgin Galactic? Hey, look at that. Okay, so this one was obviously... Let's discount that one. So this was on the 25th of March. I said it was going to go sideways for a while and then return to the upside. So sideways initially and then rally to 35, 36-ish. Which I still think, you know, that could be the case there. Pretty much. Yeah, it's more likely going to rally here than go down. If anything, it's right at that trend line that we've seen since September, and it's holding that one up. quite nicely. And if anything, if I can believe that this is the support, it's about to be launching itself. It's going to skyrocket, hit the 40s, 41-ish, 40, let's say $40, and that would be roughly middle to end of April. How is the new index or ETF doing? The ARKX ETF, 20.84, it's up 1.3%. That is interesting. Check the 4 hours on this. It's trending up, yeah. It is definitely trending up. People really like to buy into the ARK funds. It's hitting at overbought levels already. But it's just whatever. It's going to be fine. C3.ai is now officially uptrending. Let's see if it's going to last. What's really beautiful is that we drew this trend line before it hit this zone, actually. So it hit that resistance after we drew the trend line. So that kind of shows you that this trend line is kind of solid. So it hit it. Now what's going to do is going to kind of consolidate here, and then next level would be the 75. See if it's going to get there. Palantir is about to go red. Look at that. Palantir moving red now. Like I said, there was a high probability for Palantir to go sideways on the short term. Yeah. All right. Palantir's going negative now. Market is going down, of course. It hit this level. It's heading down. If history can teach us anything, is that it might hold up this trend line as it moves down. So either the 20-day moving average or the 50-day moving average. So it would be something like this. It could be more bullish than I think, but this could be the case. AI is falling down now. It's down to the 68.7. But it's still in this bullish, I would say short-term bullish trend. Hopefully it holds it up, but we'll have to see about that. Market's still green. Palantir red, yeah. Yeah, Palantir is red now. It's true. There's insider selling. I mean, what can you do about it? If they sell $10 million of shares, it's going to go down. There's nothing you can do about it. Let me check the news for Palantir. I haven't actually checked the news. Oh yeah, Palantir CEO Corp discloses $10.3 million stock sale. Right, he sold it at 21.5 to 23.5. From the March the 29th to the 31st. Right. So he's not exactly selling it all today. It's just he sold it over this time period. And that kind of it spooks investors. It spooks retail traders. Whoa, 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 hold up. What the hell? It is pushing. Look at that, it's pushing above. That was an interesting move there. There you go. Fubo is up 7%. Let me check Fubo. Hey, we predicted this. Well, predicted this. I mean, it was obvious. The markets were about to do a reversal. And anything that is about to cross on the daily chart is going to go up. There you go. Well, it's not even done that yet, but I think it was on the 4 hours. Yeah, there you go. On the 4 hours proper crossover there on the MACD. And yeah, there's more to come, I would say. Probably to the 25, 28, that zone. And the SPX, the S&P, look at that. It keeps going. 4,003. There's more to come. I think we could reach 4,200 probably by the end of April, if this trend continues. So straight up. That would be fantastic. Would be another 5% in 1 month time. Who knows? Can you set time to UTC4 so no confusion? Well, the time right now. Yeah, I'm gonna do to like 1 second. What time should we have? Yeah, I think I like to just use my own time, to be honest. New York time is actually pretty good too. Alright, so yeah, okay, cool. UTC -4. What did I have previously? Yeah, okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so the Nasdaq is now breaching and it's holding up. It's holding up all right. It's right above it and it seems like it won't stop. It's just going to continue. While this is happening, we're seeing AI go down. Palantir is moving just stale. Tesla going down slightly, but it's just consolidating here at this zone after this massive gap up in the pre-market. So the stocks that we're watching are, oh my god, Microsoft is up 2.5%. I think they got a contract, specific contract. It's gonna give them like 20 billion or something like that. So it might be that, but it is moving fast. Microsoft is killing it. See what's happening on the daily. Yeah, we're gonna see some moves with Microsoft. Might it become the largest company on the planet? Nope, I don't think so. It's gonna get bigger though, that's for sure. Aren't they buying Discord? I think they're in talks, but I don't know if they actually did it. No, they haven't done it yet. I hope Discord says no. I really hope that Discord goes IPO on their own. I think if they go IPO, they would be off way better, to be honest. Discord is a great platform. Whoa! There you go. Nasdaq is above. It's above. It is officially above those levels. I don't think this is gonna stop anytime soon. If that's the case. If it stays there, we're going to see it run to the 13,400s, 600s. That's coming next. I don't think it's going to get to the all-time high, but this is looking very promising. This is not looking bad. Gara, what are your thoughts on AMD? Let me check AMD right now for you. AMD... What the hell did I draw here? Yeah, so this is my thoughts on AMD. I've already showed my opinion, or I drew this arrows like sideways movement, then pop. We're right now we're popping, of course. We're popping. Weekly chart. This would have to bottom out properly. No, I think it looks a little bit too much. It's a little too fast. So if I just grab the daily chart, I think currently we're seeing some movement, right? So let's just say I could see this move back to like 85 short term. Let's just take a look at the short term. Like, it could move back to 85. Did you just hear seagulls? Yeah, my window is open because it's so hot and warm outside. You can hear, yeah. There's sometimes you hear seagulls outside, but I'm not at the beach or anything like that. It's just for some reason they come around this our zone every now and then. Okay, so what's happening with the dollar? Dollar is heading down, actually. The 10-year heading down as well, kind of going flat. What a wonderful day. This is a good day, I would say. It doesn't get better than this, to be honest. It's not going to get much better than this. Back-to-back super green days. Yeah. This is it. Would be really funny if this would actually go back to the 14,000s and go above it by the end of April. That would be crazy. I would lose my mind if that would happen. Wearing a sweater and says it's hot. Well, you know, it's the Lucid sweater. You know, you gotta remain loyal to the brand. There you go. Wait for the institutional rug pull end of the day again. I don't think so. I don't think so. This doesn't look like a rug pull. This looks like a recovery rally. It breached the resistances. I don't think so. This is looking pretty good. Yeah, yields are topping. Dollar's topping, so. Yeah, the bell's ringing again. 1 second, I think it's just, give me a second. Okay, someone else went. Holy, it's not stopping. Look at that. It just keeps going. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Remember when everybody was fearful about tech? Jim Cramer literally yesterday, I think it was yesterday, he talked about how tech was doing bad and you should not touch tech. It's too dangerous, too risky. Guess what's going up now? It's tech growth, EV stocks, all of the stocks that he kind of told us that, you know, were looking pretty bad. Gary, you haven't realized that the dumps are institutional dumps every day. Of course it's institutions. Who else is selling stocks? Retail? No, retail's buying stocks. Institutions sell stocks. It's always been that way. It's not going to change. Most of the time, retail's buying. I mean, Kevin is replacing Jim Cramer, I guess. CNBC's manipulation. Somebody said that in live chat. All I can say is that the media they have their own agenda. They're being paid to talk about things. It's not in your interest. Let's just put it that way. When you listen to the media about stocks and that kind of stuff, most of the time it's not in your interest. It's in their interest to talk about whatever they have to talk about. Because they have their own agenda. Not to say that it isn't entertaining. I mean, watching Jim Cramer is kind of entertaining, I have to say. AI is holding up fantastic. Tesla sitting at 684. Phenomenal. Yeah, but why wouldn't you want to follow their agenda? What do you mean? Okay, please check RMO. Romeo. What happened with Romeo? They're doing bad. Like, really bad. But is there a reversal possible? Oh, let's not look at that. I didn't think it was going to go up. I have no idea why this went down, though. I have no idea what happened with this company. It's literally sitting at all-time lows. Romeo Power. Like, what happened here? At some point, it was sitting at a market cap. Wow, do you see that? That is insane. That is insane. It was sitting at a 5 billion market cap with how much revenue? Look at that revenue. 4.6 million revenue. 5 billion market cap. 4.6 million. What the hell is happening in the market? I don't know what revenue is doing. Oh, well, revenue. I don't know what Romeo's doing. But they're not doing much. At least in terms of financials, I can't see a whole lot here. Now, if they show, you know, some revenue growth, that would be good. So, yeah, you would have to look into the fundamentals of this company. Technically speaking, it's cheap. You know, it's sitting at all-time lows. But I don't know about the fundamentals. I don't even know what they're doing. Producer, manufacturing, electrical products. If you think there's a future there, if they're doing good, if they're not a fraud, it could be a play. They have cell shortage, right? Yeah, it looks attractive to me. I mean, in terms of, like, if the fundamentals are solid and they're about to be, you know, giving us some good revenue, it's looking pretty cheap. Why the hell not? I believe this was a SPAC, right? So it has to be. It looks like it was a SPAC. As long as it's not a fraud, this is cheap. So yeah. You'll have to do some research on that yourself. But it looks pretty cheap. It was sitting at like 8.3, but it's finding a support there. Alright. Let's move on. Nasdaq still holding up. C3.ai is falling. Classic. Classic. Palantir's also falling. It filled the gap. So more sideways movement coming for Palantir. Probably. Most probably. We're seeing stocks in this list go down slightly. BNG, everything pretty much going down. Value stocks still down huge. But yeah, the Nasdaq is pumping. And I think what's happening is a lot of that capital that's pumping the Nasdaq is mostly big tech. Google's now up 2%. Apple is going up again. Amazon up a percentage point. Microsoft keeps going up. What's happening with Facebook? Facebook is up 1.8%. We've got what is happening with Spotify. Spotify up 2.6%. So I would say in general it is big tech carrying the Nasdaq still. Small tech is just slightly going up, but it's not as impressive. Fixture lighting and green screen. Oh yeah, something going on here. It's right there, right? So good point. I'll fix that very soon. I think the only thing I can do right now is just do this. Fix the lighting. I can do that in a second. There you go. I think this is a little bit better. Yeah, I have to change it when the lighting changes. Because sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it gets really dark. So every now and then I have to change that. So that's why it could look a little bit odd from time to time. C3.ai. I don't know what is happening there. I don't know what is happening with this stock. I mean, it's a tug of war. I have to tell you, it looks like a tug of war between the bears and the bulls. They're eating each other. They're killing each other. Xbank 38. Yeah, Nasdaq is I think it's right above that resistance. I think still above it, but is not having an easy time going above there. So it would be cool to see if we can to see if the Nasdaq could be up 2% today. SPX just casually above the 4,000s. Fantastic. Banks are sitting negative. I want to check JP Morgan. What is happening with JP Morgan? Yeah, it doesn't look that good. After all the rallying to the upside, I think JP Morgan is officially looking bloated. Like so many other bank stocks, they're looking very bloated right now. Goldman Sachs, let me check Goldman Sachs. Same story. Huge spike. It's just expensive to get in now. Morgan Stanley, same story. Huge spike to the upside. It's like we're already pricing in that the banks have recovered, pretty much. And more. And more. It's like, oh yeah, they're going to have a fantastic couple years. Which is true. But that just makes it not so attractive to get into these bank stocks, I would say. Oh gosh, Palantir. Palantir's just rallying to the downside. That's what Palantir's doing right now. It's crazy. Unbelievable. One sec. Palantir. Yeah, so what I think about Palantir is that Palantir right now is only moving down because of investors and retail traders alike being spooked by the fact that Alexander Karp sold his shares. He sold like $10 million worth of shares, which happened around this period actually. But it came into the news today, and it's spooking investors and retail traders, which is having a negative impact on the stock price while the market is rallying substantially. If anything, I think it's going to move just kind of sideways like this to the upside. That's my estimation on Palantir. Please do Walmart. I'm asking since yesterday. Let me check. Walmart. Yeah, I was quite bullish on this. Yeah, Walmart. 4 hour looks bearish. So that's going to be looking ugly on the short term. Probably come back to like 134. Maybe a bit lower, 133. But the long-term trend, I would say, is still intact. So I'm expecting that gap fill right around the end of April to the 144. Would be very strange if it actually moves down. If it doesn't do that gap fill, if it goes down here, that's probably because we see another sector rotation from value to tech. Could be the case. We still have lockdown fears, so I wouldn't be surprised. All right. OQ again. Yeah, I was bearish on it right here. Look how funny. I said it was going to dump for earnings, but instead what happened is it spiked, and then it proceeded to dump huge, so it was completely wrong there. But yeah, who can predict that this would happen? This was like crazy. Where did this volume come from? It's just like right there and then just spiked like huge amounts. 30% almost, I would say. This looks good. But they're burning lots of money. And I personally don't like companies like that. Burning lots of money, no revenue. I don't know what to say about this. This is clearly the support zone, so maybe rally up further. But anything can happen with OQ. It could just rally with the markets as it is, but that's all I'm seeing right there. Like maybe rallies with the markets. What do you think about CD Projekt? We have done a proper analysis on CD Projekt in the past. Whoa, it's sitting at 12? That is crazy. Yeah, so when it was sitting at like $18, I remember I made a video on this. I said, hey, we've seen big gaps there. Might fill those gaps. So it proceeded to do that. I actually had some CD Projekt. I sold them in the zone. This was when the GameStop was rallying to like 500, I think. So I sold some here. And then it proceeded to just drop. And this was as, of course, everything else was dropping. I think it's very cheap right now. I want to check the Polish variant. Like, that's trading on the Polish markets. Last time we saw these valuations was in 2019 of March. And in 2018. So, this is happening before earnings. I am actually very tempted to buy some. $12. Well, yeah, their revenue is getting killed. That's not good. You don't want to see that, right? So you want to see growth. But this doesn't look like growth to me, short term. But most people bought in for CD Projekt, CD Projekt, for what is it called, Cyberpunk. And Cyberpunk was kind of a flop, financially speaking, at least in the short term. Yeah, I like CD Projekt at this price. I like it very much. $5.5 billion market cap. Yeah, I like it. It could come down a little bit further, though. It could come down a little bit further, though. %. Yeah, I'm just so tempted to say that it's going to be reversing again. But I don't know 100% about that. Still looking quite terrible on the technicals, actually. Yeah, on the short term, it does seem like. Sort of something like that. Go back to the 15. $15 to $19 zone could be possible. All right, yeah, I could see it go back to like $19. By around May or something like that. If we get earnings around that time, because I don't think it shows it right here. I think it will rally into earnings. Because it's already been pummeled down huge. Most of the negative catalysts are already like priced in. If they have anything positive, which they probably will have the next months, because they're fixing the game, the Cyberpunk game. I think there's only good to come for CD Projekt at this point. All right. Palantir red again. C3.ai up 4%. Snowflake up 2.5%. Palantir having a big oof moment. That is not nice. I think, yeah, the Nasdaq is It is up, but will it go up more? I mean, are we asking too much, right? So we're seeing the markets up 1.65%. Should we just be happy with this? I think this is enough, right? So we're seeing a green day. Stocks have rallied. People took some profits. This is why stocks are going down now. People are taking profits because we've got a extended weekend. You know, tomorrow there's no trading. Matt Dan coming in with a €12 donation through PayPal. Thank you so much. He says, love the channel. Looking forward to donate some more. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, if you didn't know, you can also donate through PayPal. I get 100%, or I'd say 97% cut there. Through YouTube, it's I think 50%. So do appreciate if people donate through PayPal. But I'll find a better solution to that very soon. Palantir invested into an air taxi company. That's pretty cool. What's the ticker name? No, 1 sec. Gara Cloudflare net. I want to invest more. Let me check Cloudflare. Yeah, cybersecurity is going to be super important. It is already super important, but it's going to be even more important in this more and more digitized world. 22 billion market cap. Revenue of 430 million. It was right when the Nasdaq plummeted. Right when the Nasdaq went down. Hmm. 22 billion market cap. To the moon. I think it's going to be reaching hundreds very soon. I think cybersecurity is very important, and if they're growing fast, consistently, people know about Cloudflare, I think that they will do well. They will keep on doing well. Maybe this is a bit too much, but like, you get what I mean. It's going to probably be trending upwards for earnings. I think Cloudflare is still looking good, but I would say it's sitting at relatively high valuation, so if you can get it at cheaper prices, right? So that would be... Am I doing it wrong? Is Cloudflare not a... Oh, Palantir did a private investment. Okay. It could trend a bit further to that 100. But it's getting there, right? That valuation is getting risky. I mean, it's not like earnings are sitting in the billions or something, but I do know that cybersecurity, that is very important, and they're growing consistently. They've shown it quarter over quarter, year over year. If they keep going like that, they'll be worth a lot more. Oh boy, Nasdaq is trying to go ballistic again. It is not willing to compromise. There you go. C3.ai. What is happening there? That is interesting. Is it about to pop again? No. Yeah, well, it looks like it will. Very soon. Probably in a couple more minutes. So, oh, there you go. NASDAQ popping again. And it's running. And it keeps going. 1.75% to the upside. And it's still going up. No significant corrections. Just some sideways consolidation. That was it. Pretty much. Gara, have you looked into Lilium? It's backed by Tesla and Palantir. Lilium? Really? Oh, it's the Lilium Jet. It's a proposed German vertical takeoff and landing electric-powered personal air vehicle designed by Lilium GmbH. The Lilium Jet 5-seater prototype, first flew. That is pretty cool. That is interesting. So it takes off vertically. Okay, that is really, really fascinating. Lilium, Tesla. Tesla's second largest shareholder invests $35 million in taxi startup Lilium. Wow. That is pretty cool. I would love to be able to buy some stock in Lilium. I think it's gonna be big. If true, it's gonna be big. Nasdaq up, at Palantir down. It's a classic, you know. We've seen this one many, many times where Palantir tends to move to the opposite of what the market does, and then the market goes negative. Palantir suddenly jumps like 10%. It doesn't happen every day or something, but like every now and then you'll have that happen. It happens quite often. Like everything is green except Palantir. That's just funny. There's a lot of people that are holding Palantir as well. A lot of retail traders. Lots of retail traders are holding Palantir as well. So, could be that institutions are just avoiding it. I'm gonna check. I'm actually gonna check Wall Street bets, see what they're all thinking about. No freaking way. That Roaring Kitty guy, Keith Gill, he didn't sell his positions in, what was it? He's long GameStop, I believe, and he didn't sell. That is interesting. I think he cashed out like $13 million or something. But he didn't, he's still holding. All right, now let's search for the term Palantir in Wall Street Bets. See what people are thinking about that. Yeah, Wall Street Bets is pumping Palantir. They're all buying Palantir. Oh boy, demo day is going to be very interesting. It's going down right now. It's not going to matter, but... Less than 3% Palantir shareholders are profitable right now, Gara. 97% negative, including Kathy Wood. Oh my gosh. That is brutal. That is really brutal. If they're I mean, there's just a lot of... I think there are hedge funds actually shorting Palantir. To be really fair, I think there are firms actually shorting Palantir. I mean, what's the short interest on Palantir? Let me check. It's 20% as of the 31st. The short volume ratio. What do they mean with short volume? Yeah, okay, so short interest on Palantir pretty high. Expecting Palantir to be coming back quite soon, actually. On that bullish catalyst that we're going to have. I think it's going to be the 14th, right? So until then, I think Palantir will be doing just fine. April 30th, Lilium announces intention to list on NASDAQ through a merger with Kel Acquisition Corp. And reveals development of its 7-seater electrical vertical takeoff and landing jet. That is cool. Elvira says, good afternoon, Gara. I hope you feel well and have a great day. What are your thoughts on Tesla today? My thoughts on Tesla? Well, I think what is happening right now, right? So, yeah, my initial thought... You know, I said it was going to bounce from here. It did bounce. What am I thinking right now? I mean, if deliveries are good, it could run to the 720s, come down, bounce again for earnings. But that's mostly dependent on like whether it's going to be good or not. Then again. But I'm optimistic, you know. earnings is still far away. So if deliveries are not good, we'll see it go down to 650 first. It's a bit of a gamble there. When are the deliveries? People are saying it's going to be tomorrow. In the coming days.
Is there something else I can help with?
Oh, that's awkward. When your watch actually replies to what you're saying. At the wrong moment. Alright. Alright, guys. I think I'm going to be wrapping up the live stream right now as it is. So far, market has been rallying. The Nasdaq is up huge. Markets are up huge. Yields are down huge. The dollar's going down. So far, so good. Like I said, green week indeed. And if it stays above that level, I think we're going to see it go up even further to the 13,600s for probably next week. So far, so good. We finally saw C3 go up. Tesla had a big move up. EV companies did really well. Palantir, I think Palantir is just having a hiccup right now. I think Palantir will be back very soon. All right, I'll be back in a moment. Eduardo Vega coming in with a $3 donation and says, "Can you check out Dropbox?" I can quickly check Dropbox, just very quickly. If it's very, very complicated, then I won't make a big deal out of it. Dropbox. 10.8 billion. $2 billion in revenue on an annual basis. It's rallying up, right? So why does it look so bad on the technicals? I think it is a value stock, isn't it? Or is it a growth stock? Are they really growing? Not really. I think they could drop initially, actually. Maybe like hit that level again, drop, and then just keep moving in that fashion. Alright, guys. I'll be back in roughly, I would say, 3 hours from now. So do make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Tap that subscribe button. Would appreciate that a lot. Also, hit that like button if you enjoyed the live stream. Yeah, we'll be back very soon. Make sure you join the Discord if you haven't done that yet. The Discord link, I'll throw it in the live chat. You can join through that link. Whew. I'm going to be enjoying the good weather outside now. It's just sunshine every single day in the Netherlands right now. So I'll have a good one. I hope you guys will have a good one. I'll be back in 3 hours. We're going to be covering some stocks right before the extended weekend, because of course tomorrow the market is closed because of Good Friday, and yeah, I am super excited about the stock market. I think we're going to make huge amounts of gains together. We'll see you in a couple hours.